What you say?
JJ Redick. I just screamed it.
All right, but you already know, man. Charles Barkley just ripped the hell out of JJ Redick. You just a dead man walking. So if you didn't know, JJ Redick's now the coach of the Lakers. And people have been talking, man, saying the NBA views is going down. People, the commentators are blaming the coaches and the players, and it looks like here the coaches are finally speaking out, saying, "Nah, man, it's the media's fault. The media's selling it bad. Yeah, telling everybody that this is bad watch, and nobody should watch this stuff, and people are believing you. So why would I watch something that somebody's already telling me that's bad? You should lie to
Well,
them.
I mean, yeah. So he should lie.
Yeah, I
tell
mean,
you that,
people do it anyway. Everybody else does it.
Yeah, my coach is a sellout.
I mean,
He'll do it.
This is hard. But
Pay him to be a commentator. He'll be like, this has been the most talented it's ever been in the history of history.
I mean, exactly. But we got JJ Redick talking here. We're going to play JJ Redick part. Then we're going to play Charles Barkley basically responding back. Then we're going to tell you some more information on what JJ Redick said.
I don't think we as, and by we, I was part of it, we as the sort of national partners have done a good job of storytelling, of celebrating the game. If I'm a casual fan and you tell me every time I turn on the television that the product sucks, well, I'm not going to watch the product. And that's really what has happened over the last 10 to 15 years. I don't know why. It's not funny to me. Nothing is entertaining to me. This game should be celebrated. We don't have anybody that's willing to step up to the fact that this is an awesome game and we should talk about it and celebrate it in a positive way. That doesn't mean we don't critique it. We should critique it, but we should celebrate it. And nobody's doing that. And the people that are have a small niche following on Twitter.
Was he just talking about folks on TV?
He said something about we're the reason people ain't watching this crappy product we got. I said, JJ. Yeah, us, like we out there jacking up 100 threes a night. JJ, I don't know Jason Monroe. I don't know who that is, but JJ, you come for the king, you better not miss. Because I can get you, brother, because I got your Lakers games. You can't hide them flaws they got. You just a dead man walking. They got rid of Frank Vogel, who did a good job. They got rid of Darvingham, who did a good job. But you came out there thinking you were going to change things with that same ugly girl you went on the date with.
64-51 was your halftime score. As we get back to the highlights, and Rudy Gobert.
He came in there thinking, I can make this thing work. Hell, you can.
77,
Put some makeup on that pig.
Man, the Lakers are pigs.
The Lakers stink, man.
Oh, man, okay.
Come on, man.
Tatum, by the way, had 38.
They just lost to the Dallas Mavericks without Luka or Kyrie or Daniel Gafford. That's crazy.
Still ahead. I mean, we still up. We
Still ahead.
still
we
up
just
there. I
passed
think
y'all. We just passed y'all.
we're like a fifth and we sixth now.
I think we're fourth and y'all fifth.
I mean, that means did Denver lose? Because Denver was fourth.
I don't know. I have to look. But you're behind us.
I guess so. But I mean, with this situation, I mean, I was listening to JJ Redick, and JJ Redick was saying that, I mean, basically what's going on is, yeah, there's more threes, but what they're doing is they're eliminating long 2-point shots. So there's no point, there's no reason to do that. And also, with them shooting threes, it helps with unclogging the paint, because it ain't no more everybody just sitting there waiting for somebody to drive in. If I shoot the three, you got to come up to guard me. And if you come up to guard me, that's why you got people like Anthony Edwards and Shea Gilchrist dropping like 30 and 40 points real easy, because
getting layups and free throws.
Exactly. You know, I have to just come through the middle of the hoop and just do a little teardrop floater. You get the buckets. So that's what they're saying. What's going on with this whole 3-point shooting, and it's helping with that. But
well, the problem is that there's like a lot of people are adopting like the Golden State style or the Phoenix Suns style. You know, even before them, where it's just like shooting a bunch of threes and playing a fast pace. And if you get up more shots and you're shooting threes, that you play the analytics game. That the more threes you shoot, the higher percentage you have a chance of winning the game. And that teams are doing that, but they don't have the personnel to shoot those shots. So you have guys that are at 3-point average. The NBA average is 35% from three, so they may be shooting at or a little bit below. Where in the past, if you were shooting like barely at or a little bit below, you were lucky if your coach would let you shoot 1 3-pointer a game. Now you're having those good dudes that shoot that percentage, shooting 3 to 5 3-pointers a game every game.
True.
So it's getting ridiculous where you have someone that's shooting like 30% from three, shooting the 6 threes a game.
Like Dort.
Like more than Ray Allen was shooting when, he was playing for like Milwaukee.
True. Like Dort for OKC, he was shooting like 6 to 7 3-point attempts a game. And I just remember
He's
last
gotten better
season
this year, but
he was trash.
Yeah, but all the seasons before, he was still shooting like 5 to 7, but he was most of the time making like 2 a game.
Yeah, now he's shooting more. Now he's shooting, making more. I mean, I kind of like the whole 3-point. I hate how everything's 3-point shots, but at the same time, I really wouldn't notice that these people are shooting like 20 to 30 3-point shots. Like everybody's getting like 10 3-point shot attempts a game if the media really didn't talk about it. Like if I just watched the game.
No, I mean I could tell watching the game because to me sometimes it feels like a 3-point contest, and you even see clips on like TikTok or Instagram Shorts where they're showing teams that are shooting, and they're shooting like 7, 8 threes in a row, and they miss all of them, and it's just like a launch contest, and it's like half of the time you feel like every night it's just a 3-point contest, and whoever's hitting more threes that night is going to win the game. There's not really any offense or being run. It's just drive and kick or just launch.
True.
As soon as you catch it, just like, oh, I'm just going to throw it up there. It's like, no real plays, nothing really being ran. It's just like a 3-point contest, and everyone's launching threes, even guys that shouldn't really be shooting them. I think what's really messed up the league is, with the league wanting more shooting, that I don't know if they've like kind of eliminated guys or like guys coming up, or big guys always want to play like point guards, and it's like you don't have any Shaqs, you don't have any Rasheed Wallaces, you don't have any Zach Randolph, you don't have any Karl Malones, you don't have any Stoudemires, you don't have any Tim Duncans,
you don't need that no more.
You don't have any Patrick Ewings, you don't have any Shaqs or Dwight Howards or Pau Gasols. Or even Bynum or
Pau
like,
Gasol shot threes.
Not really. Every once in a while, not even he was with the Lakers.
Dwight Howard went. I think Dwight Howard wanted to shoot threes. You see when he went overseas to China, he was shooting threes.
Shot some with the Lakers.
But you remember he was shooting a lot overseas.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, you hear that a lot. Like a lot of big men be like, "Oh yeah, I used to be a point guard. When I first grew up, I was a point guard. Then I got this big old growth spurt, and now they say, oh, you got to play center." It was like, I used to be able to shoot threes and everything.
Well, that's what happened with Anthony Davis. They say that's why his skills are so good, that he played like point guard, and then like it was like his junior year, he had a growth spurt where he grew like 6 inches in 1 year. So
True.
He went from playing like point guard to playing power forward, and then center.
Yeah, exactly. And then Shaq said he used to play some point guard too.
Well, if you remember, the LSU or the Orlando Magic Shaq used to get the rebound and take it the full court and either dish it to someone or just get past everyone and dunk it. Like he had handles, so he was big and athletic. I mean, even Alonzo Mourning was pretty good. He wasn't really as much as a scorer, but Antonio McDyess, who was also pretty good. But there was just so many like more men in the league that were taking it to the rim and like really putting pressure on the defense. Now
True.
I only feel like there's like Giannis is like one of the only people that plays like that in the league. Like, because I could imagine like Stoudemire averaged like in his prime like 25 to like 26, 27 points a game. And I could imagine if you played with the ticky-tack fouls they call now, and with there's like no physicality in the paint, and you got players like Chet playing center, I think he would average like 35 points a game because there would just been no one to guard him.
But then he'd have to guard everybody else. He'd have to guard everybody shooting threes.
He was quick enough.
I don't know, man.
Amari was quick enough.
Put him in that blender.
Nah.
They do a lot of switching.
Amari blocked LeBron for a game winner.
He's big as LeBron. I'm talking about somebody smaller. Like if you do
LeBron's 6'8", Amari's 6'10",
like if you do a pick and roll and get stuck on Stephen Curry.
Yeah. Amari is pretty athletic, man, especially like in his prime. Amari, like the late Phoenix or his first year in New York, like he could move pretty good. I mean, the only person that would really get him when he'd get on an island would be Tony Parker, because Tony wouldn't actually take it to the rim. He would just get his hips shifted one way and then just do a little floater. But he did that to everybody, so it's not like he was like the only one that couldn't do anything.
I gotta say, the one thing I do like about the whole all these threes is that I remember back in the day, if it was like a 15, 20 point lead, you could have left. you already know the game was damn well guaranteed that they're not catching back up. It's over with. But now you see like 20, like in the second quarter they be down 20. You'll leave. You'll come back like the middle of the third quarter, end of the third quarter. You see like they down 7.
Oh yeah, I mean that happens all the time because we watch sometimes multiple games, and I have the league pass, and it's like you'll check in on a game and the team's losing by like 15, 18, 22 points. You're like, all right, let me check out this other game, and then you'll get alert. So-and-so's got the lead into within 5 points, and you're like, that was like 2 minutes ago.
Exactly.
It's just because they just they hit 5 threes in a row.
Chucked a whole bunch of threes.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's the one thing I do gotta say.
The
I
Warriors
like about
were
it.
the craziest at that, man. They could be down 20, 25 points and then go on a hot streak for 2 minutes and then end up being up by like 10 at the end of the quarter.
True. And then on top of that, I feel like even if it wasn't that many 3-point shots, it's not that many amazing dunkers out there. I remember back in the day, Kobe was good. You had Kobe, you had T-Mac, you had Vince Carter, you had LeBron, Dwayne Wade,
Jay
Rich, Derek Mason,
Desmond Mason.
You had all these people that like they can do some amazing dunks and all that. So J.R. Smith that do things, but now all you got is Zion. You barely see Zach LaVine doing anything.
It's like you only see 2 types of centers in the league anymore. It's like you get the one center that's like a defensive center that can get blocks, gets rebounds, and can be physical, but can't dribble and can't shoot. Or you get the center that's like a smaller center, but that they actually end up, that they shoot threes, but they don't really play inside like a Porzingis.
True.
I feel like those are the only centers you see. Like you don't see a Shaq, you don't see a Dwight Howard.
Yeah, and honestly, as I'm thinking about it right now, like
you don't see Patrick Ewing.
Like what I want to know is people arguing about like it's so many 3-point shots being taken. So what are you arguing? Do you want to see it go back to the base where people with centers are backing them down doing hook shots? Do you want to go back to that time frame?
I actually liked
that was born.
No. I liked it when it was a combination, when it was kind of like in the early 2000s. Or like around like the 2007, 8, 9, 10 period where you had guys that could post up and either do a post move or just take it in on someone and dunk on their head. And then you still had wings that had skills like Kobe and LeBron and Vince Carter where they could still dribble, they could shoot threes. They weren't shooting them like crazy, but they could do a little bit of everything and they could dunk on people. Like I just like when it was a little more physical, like around then, like. Yeah, like like 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010, 2011 seasons. Like I like that time period of basketball.
Okay.
So you have a mix of both. It's not so much one-sided. Like 3-pointers was a part of the game, but it wasn't like the whole game.
Only thing difference is the long twos. They just took away that because remember back then you see LaMarcus Aldridge always if he took one step back he would have been basically a 3-point shot.
Yeah, just taking long twos the whole time.
Exactly, or like Dirk or Tim Duncan. Like you said,
I mean, even Stoudemire shot long twos because he would like, oh, you're gonna back up off me, I'm gonna shoot a long two. Oh, you're gonna come up on me, I'm gonna go right around you and dunk it.
Exactly.
So you had no option.
So, I mean, so you had that, but y'all comment down below how y'all feel about the way the NBA is. Like, do y'all really miss the whole pass the ball to the center, watch them back them down, and then do a turnaround hook shot? I really.
Well, no, I mean, I like I said, I miss when it's a mix of things. I don't mind that if you have someone that's a center that's good at posting up, that you drop the ball into them and see if they could just take advantage of the guy guarding them by doing their post moves. I mean, think about what a lot of people loved watching Kobe and Michael Jordan, the originator of all that post footwork. Doing the turnaround fadeaways over each shoulder.
You mean watch one guy take 50 shots a game instead of watching all the guys take all the shots? Instead of watching 6 to 8 people on the basketball team taking at least 12 shots a game, you watching one person take 64 shots a game. That's basically what you was doing with Kobe and Michael. It was just them taking 64 shots a game, And then sometimes Kobe
And we
dropped
loved
60.
it. Hey, we paying these guys 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 million dollars a year. They need to take all the shots.
I don't get how y'all like Michael Jordan and Kobe taking all them shots, but then you hated James Harden. And the only thing he really did was
No, the James Harden. I like James Harden when he was in OKC. I was a fan of his. But I felt like when James Harden got into Houston, it wasn't so much about the ISO basketball. It was about him doing the foul baiting.
you didn't like that part.
They didn't like the flopping and the foul baiting because a lot of it was flopping and it was like basically playing the rules instead of the game where like you're looking for someone's arm, so you're gonna like dribble with the left and then put your arm through their arm and then bring it into the ball, so then when you go up it looks like that they like looped your arm.
Okay, so you
like all that stuff.
So I hated the
And
part
like
about
I
James.
love Carmelo Anthony's game. Where you give it to him on the post and he's turning and he either does a turnaround fadeaway or he does a face up and does a jab step and then just shoots it. And then, when he would get in a rhythm and like sometimes that's so demoralizing when you give it to a Michael Jordan, a Kobe, a Carmelo Anthony, and they score 15 points in a row in the mid range. Kawhi Leonard was also able to do that.
Once again, another person that dribble. Except for Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, I mean, it's
they
of course,
pass the ball around.
I like teams that move the basketball. Like, I loved when the Phoenix Suns played, but even though that they were kind of ones that got more of the whole team involved, still Nash and Stoudemire took most